Welcome back, guys. In this video we are going to work with our Firebase authentication. So for that purpose, go into tools, Firebase assistant, and open this assistant, and from here just click on this authentication, email and password, connect to Firebase. It will start the process of connecting to the Firebase. Okay, if you want to create a new project, you can create it from here, but I'm going to choose an existing project. Before that, you should be signed into the Firebase as I have signed over here. Otherwise, you will be able to connect your app to the Firebase. If you want to create an account at Firebase, just go to firebase.com, google.firebase.com, and you should have a Gmail account in order to create a project at Firebase. So I'm going to choose DB for test from here. Next, click on connect to Firebase, and it will start connecting your app to the Firebase. So our Firebase project has been connected. Now in the next step, add the Firebase authentication to your app, accept changes, and it will start syncing the project. After this, just close this assistant and go to your app, and from the here Gradle script, go to build.gradle and let the Firebase refresh the state. As you can see from here that there is yellowish background of this implementation. It means that this is not the latest dependency. So just place your mouse over here. It will show you a hint that which is the current latest available version, that is 19.1.0. so I'm going to change that to 19.1.0. okay, and after that just click on sync. So our project is synced. Now let me close all these and go to first thing. We're going to work on our sign up fragment. So go into your sign up fragment.java class, and here inside this sign up fragment class, the first thing that you need to do is to create the object of view, object sign up. I'm going to net object sign up fragment, and now and inside this on create view, I'm going to remove this line, and object sign up fragment would equal to this line of code. Just control exit, okay, and paste it. And instead of returning that line directly, we are going to return this object sign up fragment. Okay, and here now first thing I'm going to create is to get all the edit text from our fragment sign up XML class, which is this edit text and this edit text. Okay, for that purpose, first I'm going to create two edit text over here. That would be and let me make these two private user email edit text and user password edit text. To connect these, I'm going to create a separate method over here that would be private void attach. Let me call it attach XML, attach to XML. After that, surround this with try catch block, catch exception e toast, and here you need to call the get context, okay, and then e.get message. Okay, inside it we're going to have our user email. So now instead of directly calling the find view by id, you have to call that with the help of our object sign up fragment dot find view by id, and that would be r.id sign that was actually email et, if I do remember. Let me cross check it. Okay, that's email et. And next thing we need to connect is user password et. Okay, and that would be object sign up dot find view by id r.id, and that was password et. Okay, so both are connected. Now you need to call this attach to xml method inside this on create method. Okay, there you go. In the next step, we are going to work with Firebase authentication. To sign up with the Firebase authentication, you need to create the object of Firebase authentication, object Firebase authentication, and next step, go over here and inside attach to XML, initialize this object Firebase authentication would equal to Firebase authentication dot get instance. Okay, now I'm going to create a method that will actually add our values into Firebase. For that purpose, let me create a public method, public void create user. Okay, and to make it callable, I'm going to pass the object of view here. Let me surround this with try catch in case we get any exception, and toast get context e dot get context. Okay, and the first thing we need to check here, if the email and password should not be empty, so this should not be true. That was email user email et dot gettext dot toString, and this should not be true. Okay, and after that, this condition which is for the password user password et dot gettext dot toString, and this should not be empty as well. If these two fields are empty, then we're going to toast the message get context that please fill the fields first. Okay, but if both fields are not empty, then we're going to have that object Firebase Authentication that and create user with the email and password. First, you need to pass the email address that you want to add in as a user email. That would be inside our user email dot gettext dot toString. And let me take this to second next line, and second parameter should be the password that is stored inside our user password et dot gettext dot toString. After that, we need to check, we want to get the response from the Firebase whether the email user has been created successfully or not. For that purpose, I'm going to add on success listener, new on success listener, and if user has been successfully been created, we will be creating a toast get context user created. That's it. And in case there is some exception, then add on failure listener, new on failure listener, and here we would pass that exception first get context, and after that get context. This exception after that, just get this exception. This exception is coming from over here, and just close it. But if user have successfully been created, then we are going to sign out the current user, and first we are going to check if object Firebase Authentication dot get current user, and this should not be equal to null. Then what we are going to do, we are going to sign out that user. Okay, sign out, simple. Okay, that's it. As you know that we cannot call the on click attribute of the button in the fragment, so there is no need to pass this view over here, so I'm going to remove it. Instead, you should do what you need to do is to create the object of button over here, object button, and let me make private as well. Okay, and after that, go into your attached to XML, and here we're going to call the object button would equal to object sign up fragment dot find view by id or dot id. That was I have not provided the id for this button, I think. Okay, so let me provide the id first. Id, and id would be sign up btn. Go over here and call that sign up btn. Okay, and now inside this sign up btn, I'm going to call object sign up btn and set on click listener, new on click listener, and here all you need to call is this create user method, create user. Okay, that's it. We have completed the code for our create user in Firebase Authentication. Now in the last step, just run the application by clicking over here. So as you can see from here, our application is up and running. If I click on, as you can see the sign up page, but if I click on sign in fragment, then the sign in page here. Now go into sign up, and first we have to put the email over here. Let me check, put the email by using, I'm going to say good@yahoo.com. Okay, and I'm going to use the password QWERTY. Okay, so just click on create user, and you can see that from here user has been created. Okay, so that's it for this video in which we have created the user. In the next video we are going to add a progress bar over here so that when user will try to create the account, should give the user feedback that there is something going on the application, and at the same time this user create user button should be disabled. So see you guys in the next video.